Here we go again. We are back together once more, live on YouTube. It is Sunday, and of course it is time to learn all of those lovely words and phrases of the English language. The English language is why we are here, coming to you live from the birthplace of the English language. Can you believe it? Yes, all the way from England.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat. Learn together and have
fun. That is why we are here today, to have some fun, to have a smile. I hope so anyway. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you feeling happy today? I hope you are feeling good on this Sunday. We are now over halfway through November. Of course, we all know what that means. First of all, winter is now definitely on the way. Apparently next week, certain parts of the UK are going to have snow. Not here. I don't think we are going to have any snow just yet here, but certain parts of the UK, further north, there will be some snow. Very nice. So you can really feel that November is now, well, it's happening, baby. We are heading towards the end of 2025. Just a few weeks and then a new year will be here. Are you excited? Are you as excited as I am? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, we are here today. It's lovely to have your company. Talking of weather, we had some very dramatic weather a couple of days ago. On Friday, we had a large storm event take place. Now, whenever these things come along, we always like to give them names. Well, guess what? The storm that came on Friday also happens to have the same name as one of our viewers. What a coincidence. Isn't that strange? So the storm that we had on Friday was named Storm Claudia. Although I can safely say it has nothing to do with our lovely Claudia who watches us every week. But what a coincidence. You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for Storm Duncan. It will happen. 1 year there will be a Storm Duncan. Wild. Crazy. Just like me, I suppose. Here we go then. Live chat is here today. We have a lot to talk about. We are looking at words and phrases connected to fire. It's a hot one, definitely. I hope you will stay with us today, and also we will be looking at other things as well. What is vanity? Vanity is an interesting word. You might say that these days, because a lot of people like to show themselves on the internet, you might say that these days more and more people are becoming vain. But what does it all mean? More about that in a few moments from now. Oh, we have, of course, you on the live chat. I did mention my regular viewers. Who is first today? Oh, very interesting. He is back at the top. Vitas, you are first on today's live chat. I love that music. I love the music at the start of my live stream. It gets me all excited, I have to say. I love it very much. Also, we have Beatrice. Hello, Beatrice. Thank you for joining me today. We also have, he is here, and it will be his birthday soon. We are talking about the one, the only. You know who it is. Luis Mendez is here today. Hello, Luis. I hope everything is okay there. I hope your good lady is okay as well. We are all thinking about you at the moment. We also have Palmyra ASL Coda. That's a very intriguing name, I have to say. What is that all about? Christina is here. I suppose I should say, where in the world are you, Christina? Where in the world are you today? Because I know you like to travel around. Also, we have, who else is here? We have Vishaya, who I think you were watching last week as well. In which case, welcome back. It is nice to see you here again. Inaki, hello to you. Nicholas is here as well. Nathaniel. I hope I pronounced your name right there. Hello to you as well. Where are you watching at the moment? Also, we have a couple of more hellos, and then we will get on. Giovanni Rivetti is here. And apparently, you also enjoy the music at the start of my live stream. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like it. It's lovely. It's nice when people like things that you do. By the way, if you like this, don't forget to give me a lovely thumb to show that you like what you are watching right now. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you never miss this ever again. Unless, of course, you want to miss it. Maybe you want to avoid ever seeing this again. And some people might say, who can blame you? Maurizio is here as well. Hello, Maurizio. Nice to see you on the live chat. So many people here today. It's lovely to have your company. Maya is here watching in Argentina. Hello, Maya. It's nice to have you here. I will say hiya to Maya. I hope you will have a good time today. I must apologise for my voice. Unfortunately, at this time of year, I get one of two problems. First of all, with my voice, and also with this part of my body as well, on the inside. Because I get a kind of seasonal thing during those cold days. And then slowly it will ease away. So please, I apologise if my voice sounds a little strange today. So I think that is it with all of the hellos. If you want to say hello, feel free. We are all very friendly here at English Addict. We really are. We had a lovely walk yesterday. Now, at the moment, we have autumn taking place, and I have to say, we have some lovely autumn sights. Mr. Steve and myself, we went for a walk, and we enjoyed some lovely autumn sights. And I know lots of you enjoy the sound of running water in a natural environment like this. Isn't that lovely? So yesterday we took a lovely walk. We enjoyed some of those beautiful autumn sights, and there you can see the beautiful autumn colours, and also you can hear the sound of the river. So this particular river, well, in fact, I would describe it as a stream, but at the moment it's very full because of all the rain we've had over the past few days, including Storm Claudia. Definitely. I hope you enjoyed that. To be outside on a day like this, it does not get much better than that, I have to say. So we are looking at fire words and phrases. You might be surprised to find out just how many words there are and phrases connected to fire. Vishay says, I love that environment. I love it very much. Mohammed Al-Habshi asks, is the water drinkable? It is not drinkable. However, around here there are some fresh springs. So in some areas around where I live, there are fresh springs that come up out of the ground. They come up as if by magic. And there are lots of these natural springs around this area where the water will just come up out of the ground. And that particular water is drinkable because it has been filtered naturally. Spring water. I hope that answers your question. Today we are looking at lots of different subjects, and one subject I want to mention very quickly. We live in a world where people have become more obsessed with the way they look. Would you say that is fair? Would you say that is a true statement? Or maybe not. Perhaps you disagree. But I think it would be more precise to say that people have become more aware of their appearance. Not only myself, I'm not talking about me here, I'm talking generally about other people. Just before I get any complaints. So the word I'm looking at first of all is this one, vanity. Mr. Duncan, can you please explain what that is all about? Yes, of course I can, because that's why I'm here. Excessive pride in one's appearance, qualities, abilities, or achievements. We can describe all of those things as vanity. A person who is very aware of their abilities, or maybe they are constantly thinking about those things. Excessive pride. Excessive means too much. Something is too much. Something is excessive, more than it should be. Something you are doing more than you should. Excessive. So when we look here at the word vanity, we are saying excessive pride in one's appearance, qualities, abilities, and achievements, generally as a noun. It names that type of behaviour. You might say the vanity of man. Now, in this sense, we are not talking about males We are talking about mankind, which of course is still a term people use, even though nowadays a lot of people move away from those gender-specific titles, or I suppose you would describe them as ways of looking at things. So the vanity of man relates to the way mankind in general looks at themselves as being superior, maybe. Human behaviour can often seem like vanity. I think so. A person can have deep vanity. Maybe they are conscious on the inside of the way they appear. Vanity, to be excessively aware or have pride, too much pride in your achievements, the way other people see you, around you every day. The vanity within. I think we are all, in certain ways, capable of having vanity. We can have it. I think so. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? Quite often we will look in the mirror to make ourselves look presentable for the rest of the day. So I think it is fair to say that quite often we are vain. We have vanity. So the word vain is one that I also want to look at, because those two things are closely connected. To be vain in the sense of self-admiration. A person who is vain, they admire themselves a lot. A vain person will be obsessed with the way they appear. They will often look in the mirror. Perhaps they are walking down the high street and they see their reflection in the shop window. They will stop for a moment and have a look at themselves. Just to make sure they still look beautiful. To be a narcissist, there's a great word, narcissist. Many people often spell this incorrectly. To be narcissistic is the state of being vain. You are obsessed with your own appearance, the way you look, the way you appear. You are a narcissist, a person who is very much in love with themselves, is another way of describing that. To be in love with yourself can be described as being vain. A person who loves their reflection. They love to look at themselves in the mirror. They admire themselves all the time, whenever they get the chance. They are never far away from a mirror or their own reflection. They will often preen themselves. Now there is an interesting word. The word preen is a verb. It means to take care of your appearance. Quite often in nature you will see birds preening themselves, making themselves look lovely, making sure that their feathers are all straight and clean. So quite often birds will be vain. I think animals can be vain, especially during mating season. That's all I'm saying about that. Preen. So people who are vain or narcissistic will often preen themselves. So not just in the morning before they leave the house, but always, all the time. A person might be described as vain. They are obsessed with their own appearance. An empty, shallow person might be described as being vain. A person who only looks at the surface of others, whether they are good looking or not. So they will view other people in one particular way, whether or not they are attractive. They put value into that one particular thing. So a person might be described as shallow or empty if they only look at the surface of a person. That is how they judge a person, just from their appearance. Or maybe they are looking for someone who is as beautiful as they are. Something pointless or useless can also be in vain. So we can use the word vain as a kind of phrase to mean something that was pointless, something that had no purpose or no result, something that was done, but it was a waste of time. For example, my hard work was all in vain. It was pointless, an empty thing, something without any purpose, something that is hollow and empty, something that has been done in vain. So the word vanity often relates to a person who is very self-centered, maybe egotistical. They always think of themselves. They are obsessed with everything about them. And that is that word, vanity. I'm sure you know someone who is always looking in the mirror or admiring their reflection whenever they go past a shop window, especially these days, because let's face it, if you go onto the internet, especially certain websites, certain social media platforms such as Instagram, the pressure to be attractive and good looking is very strong. There is a lot of pressure to have the perfect look, the perfect appearance. Vanity has two main meanings: excessive pride in one's appearance or the quality of being worthless or futile. Yes, it's an interesting word, in fact. It literally means emptiness, to be empty. A person who is obsessed with their own appearance might also be described as shallow and empty. Oh, I see on the live chat, Claudia is here today. Hello, Claudia. Yes, we had a storm on Friday named after you. Can you believe it? Nothing personal. Nothing personal. It wasn't directed at you. It just happened to be the next name in the alphabet. In fact, I think it was the Spanish Meteorological Society, or the organization who actually came up with that particular name. Anyway, welcome, Claudia. And of course, the big question is, today, before we go any further,
what's cooking, Claudia? What have you got in your pot? What's cooking, Claudia? Is it something spicy and hot? Is it something salty or not? Oh, Claudia, what is in your pot?
come on, Claudia, are you in the kitchen today? Please let us know. And if you are in the kitchen, what is in your pot? What do you have in your pot today? Please let me know on the live chat. Rosa is here. Hello, Rosa. Rosa Celia. It is so nice to see you back here today. Very nice, in fact. Thank you very much for joining me again. Today, Claudia has... Oh, good. It's nice to see that you are back in the kitchen because you have something in your pot. Today you have cannelloni with cheese and spinach. All I can say is I want to book the next flight to Argentina to sample that particular pot. I have to say, I love cannelloni, things that have lots of ingredients contained inside, something that is normally rolled, and inside there are lots of delicious things, especially things such as cheese, certain vegetables, sometimes meat. Not everyone likes eating meat, of course. Sometimes people will make things that are vegetarian. Cannelloni, that sounds amazing. Now, if I am not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, I think cannelloni might be Italian. I think it comes from Italian cuisine. If I am wrong, I'm sure someone will let me know on the live chat. I get the feeling that Claudia is actually a very good cook. One day, I hope that I will sample some of your food. I really do. Today we have a lot of things to look at. We are looking at words and phrases connected to something that is hot, very hot, in fact. We are looking at words and phrases connected to fire. Stick around, stay tuned. This is English Addict with all those lovely words and phrases of the English language. We might get snow this week, we might not. We will have to wait and see what finds out. English Addict is with you today. I hope you are having a good Sunday.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat. Learn together and have fun.
Maurizio is saying goodbye. See you later, Maurizio. Don't be a stranger, is what we say when we want someone to keep in touch. Saturino says, yes, Mr. Duncan, cannelloni is a type or kind of Italian pasta. The most popular is stuffed with fried mincemeat. A little bit of lamb, maybe? I think so. And also cooked prosciutto, parmigiano, which of course is cheese, and also provala. I'm sure I've mispronounced at least two of those things, and I know you will put me right, because if there's one thing I am very sure of here, after doing this on the internet for 19 years, is if you are not happy with something I've said, you will definitely let me know. So please do that if I'm wrong. Mr. Duncan, do you play games? I mean, in your free time? Well, I suppose it depends what you mean by games. Do you mean sport? Football? Tennis? Something like that? Or maybe you mean computer games? I can tell you now, I don't play computer games. I used to years ago. When I was very young, I bought a very simple, very basic computer game way back in the 1980s, and it was one of those very simple computer games where you had a small ball on the screen and it would go around the screen, and then there were two things at the side, two paddles, and you had to stop the ball from going past your paddle. It was a very simple game, and the sound was very interesting. Boop, 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 boop. Who remembers that? Are you as old as me? I wonder. Hello to the live chat. It's so nice to have so many of you here today on this Sunday. It is the 16th. We are now around 6 weeks away from Christmas and around 7 weeks from the end of 2025. I can't believe how fast this year has been. We've had a very busy year, to be honest with you, because we had our lovely big rendezvous in Paris. The big question is, of course, will there be another rendezvous next year? I don't know at the moment. It's too early to say, if I was honest with you. Hello to Zorro. Hello, Zorro. It's nice to see you here today. I like your name, by the way. It's probably pronounced Zorro. If I pronounced it wrong, then I'm sorry. Computer games look so boring to me, says Inaki. I think so. It is definitely a young person's thing, because when you look at young people these days, they are often playing on their computer games in one way or another, on their home computer or maybe on their mobile phone, or if they have very wealthy parents, they might have one of those wonderful consoles that you can play things on. But they're so expensive. £400, £500 for a basic console. It seems like a very expensive thing to do, to be honest with you. Oh, we might have one or two chefs here on the live chat. Well, all I can say is you are very welcome. If you are into food, if you enjoy cooking, if you like making beautiful meals, all I can say is you are very welcome to the live chat. Very welcome indeed. Vitas says, I remember there was an old movie called Zorro, starring Alain Delon. Yes, you are right. And also there was a TV show as well called Zorro, the Gay Blade. That's what it was called, honestly. I'm not joking. Is it dark yet? Asks Milad. It is getting dark. Normally, at this time of year, it will get dark around 4 o'clock. So as we enter the next hour, it will begin to get dark. So yes, the days are much shorter during the winter months. And as the days get shorter and shorter and shorter, and then the nights become much longer, and of course because of that it gets dark earlier. A lot of people do not enjoy the winter months for that one reason, is because it gets dark too early. So a lot of people don't like it. But normally around 4 o'clock in the afternoon it will get dark. It will become dark during the winter months. And that is the main reason why most people dislike the winter months so much, because they don't like it really. They don't like those short winter days. Hello to the live chat. Oh, El Zorro also was a movie with Antonio Banderas. Yes, you are right as well. It is one of those stories, one of those characters that has been used in many, many different films and also in TV shows as well. You are right. With his blade, he would leave his signature in some very strange places. That's all I can say. We are looking at words and phrases now connected to a big subject, and this is today's main topic. We are looking at words and phrases connected to fire. Yes, that is what we are doing today. Words and phrases connected to fire. Anything connected. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, I'm getting some nice heat from those flames. Ooh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Ooh, yes. Sorry, I'm just warming myself up. It's very nice. You can have a go as well. If you are feeling cold at the moment, feel free to warm yourself up on my little illustration. I don't mind. Here we go then. The word fire can be used in many ways. It can be used as a noun, the thing itself, fire. As a verb, you can fire something. It means you are introducing that thing to heat or flames. You fire something as a verb. And also you can use it occasionally, but not very often, as an adjective as well. But in its most common forms, it is used as a noun and a verb. The actual thing is the fire. The state of combustion, ooh, nice word, in which inflammable material burns, producing heat, flames, and often smoke. The basic definition of fire. However, there are some interesting words there and there. But what do those words mean? Well, I will try to explain as best as I can. Combustion is any process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to produce a significant rise in temperature and the emission of light. And that is one of the reasons why you get light from fire. So you can see that fire is the result of a reaction. Quite often a reaction, normally involving certain substances and oxygen to produce a significant rise in temperature. And another reason why fire is not just bright but also hot. So we have some interesting words. The process of burning is described as combustion. When we talk about combustion, we are talking about things that can burn. They are combustible. You are describing a thing that can be burnt. You can set fire to that thing and it will burn. And the word we often use is combustion. It's an interesting word. For example, many car engines are described as combustion engines. They use a certain reaction to create movement in the engine. Paper, wood, cotton, cardboard are all combustible. You can set fire to these things very easily. These things will catch fire. They will burn easily. They can burn very easily without much encouragement. If there is a flame or something that produces heat, all of these things can catch fire. Paper, wood, cotton. Cotton is very flammable. It will burn incredibly easily. They are all combustible things. A thing that can catch fire easily is often described as flammable. Now this is an interesting word because there is another word that we can also use. And this does cause a lot of confusion between these two particular words. Flammable is something that can catch fire. It will burn easily. Inflammable is the same thing. So for those wondering, how confusing is the English language? Well, this is a good example. So something that is flammable and something inflammable is the same thing. They are both capable of burning. Quite often. Easily. Here we have a typical warning sign that you will often see when something is being stored in a certain place, maybe something that will catch fire very easily. We often have something like this displayed as a warning sign to show that anything in there or all of the things in there will burn easily. It is a warning. Don't go in there if you are smoking a cigarette or if you like waving fire around. Why would you do that? Things which can ignite or catch fire easily. This particular symbol that you are looking at now is often used. So you will see this in many different places where there are things that will catch fire or burn easily. Things which can ignite. Another interesting word. We have some very interesting words today. For example, something that can ignite. It can burst into flames. It can catch fire because of another thing occurring. Petrol, for example. So here in the UK we describe this as petrol. In the United States they describe it as gas. It is basically the same thing. Petrol ignites easily. It is not hard to set fire to petrol. It is extremely flammable. You might even describe it as volatile, something that will burn very easily or even explode. Petrol is highly flammable. So this is something that you put above other things, because this thing will create vapour. Fumes will come off petrol, and those fumes, the vapour that comes off, is incredibly flammable, which is the reason why quite often if you go to a gas station or a petrol station, they will often tell you to not smoke. The house is on fire. So something can be burning. Something can be on fire. A thing is burning. This house, for example. I would imagine this house is made of wood. That is one thing I've noticed, by the way, in the United States. I've noticed that many houses, I'm not generalizing, but many houses do appear to be built of wood. Which raises one interesting question. Why? Because if you live in a wooden house and it catches fire, well, do I need to tell you what the result will be? It's just a thought. We can say that the house is burning. Burning. The thing is actually burning. It is in the process. The thing is happening. It is burning. A feeling that you have can also be described as burning. Maybe a certain part of your body produces pain when you do a certain thing. You get a burning sensation. Perhaps you have indigestion, which can produce a burning sensation. So burning can be used in many ways to describe an action, a thing that is occurring, or the feeling that you have, quite often connected to your body. We can say that the house caught fire. So it is on fire. It is burning. The house caught fire. We can show that that thing is already happening. It has already occurred. However, it is also still happening. The house caught fire. We can say that something goes up in flames. To go up in flames means to burn. Something goes up in flames. It is a very descriptive type of phrase because it's saying that the flames are rising. When something burns, the flames will normally go up. To go up in flames, to be consumed by fire. It goes up in flames. It is burning down. Something is on fire, it is in flames, it is burning down. Quite often this is when we are talking about a certain structure or a certain thing that is on fire. A house, a building, a forest. All of those things, if they are on fire, we can say they are burning down. To be consumed by fire. Something might catch fire. To catch fire is begin to burn. Something will start to burn. It will catch fire. It will begin to burn. One thing will cause another thing to catch fire. The beginning of a fire. To set on fire. To set on fire is to actively burn something. You set something on fire. Set in this sense is being used to mean begin. You set on fire. You start a fire. You begin a fire. To set something on fire. You are creating a fire. We often talk about the cause of a fire, how it started. How did the fire start? If a building catches fire and there is no obvious cause, quite often an investigation will take place to find out what caused the fire. The cause of the fire is how it started. There are many ways that a fire can start, especially in a building. Quite often something will go wrong. Heat will be produced in a certain place. Something will become hot, and then eventually it will ignite. It will begin to burn. Electrical faults. A problem with the electricity quite often is a cause of a fire in a house. We can say it is burning. Something is on fire. It is burning. For example, here, the fence is on fire. It is burning. That particular thing is in the process of burning. It is burning. It is on fire. In the past tense, something burnt or burned. Now you will see here two words. We have the word burned and burnt. They are both used to describe the past tense, something that did happen. Something burnt. It burnt down. The house burned down. The house burnt down. You can use both of these things. However, quite often, burned is used in American English. In British English, we will often say burnt. Burnt. So even though they look different, their meanings are similar. For example, the forest burnt down. You can see here in this photograph, this forest. The fire has stopped. There is no fire, there are no flames. The forest burnt down. So now this is all that is left of the forest. It is all that remains of the forest. We can say that something went up in flames. Something goes up in flames to describe one incident of something catching fire. For example, here, the house went up in flames. The house caught fire. It went up in flames. We have a lot of fire phrases. There are many phrases that we can use that involves fire or words connected to fire. To be on fire. A person might say that they are on fire. Wow. Doing something well with lots of energy and enthusiasm. You can say, I am on fire today. It means I have lots of enthusiasm, energy. I am doing something really well. I am in the zone. I am feeling as if I really want to do this particular thing. To be on fire. It is an expression we often use to show that we are doing something well with energy and enthusiasm. Here's a very similar phrase: to be fired up, in an excited state, emotional over something, to be fired up over a new project. So you are eager, you are excited, you have lots of enthusiasm, you are all fired up. And of course, if you are over emotional, we can also say that you are fired up, you are getting emotional over something. Quite often in that sense it is used negatively. Then we have this one. Oh, have you ever been fired from your job? Have you ever been fired? I can tell you now, I have in my life been fired from a job. At the time, it always seems like a terrible thing. It seems as if your life will never be the same again. And then, of course, you realise it wasn't such a big deal after all. To lose one's job, to be punished by losing one's job. For example, he was fired for stealing. He lost his job because he was stealing things. He was fired from his job. Yes, I was fired many years ago from a job. It wasn't a very good job. I will be honest with you. It wasn't a good job, but I was fired from it a long time ago. Oh, happy times. Something might go up in flames. Now, we've already looked at this particular phrase as an action. If something goes up in flames, it means it catches fire. It is consumed by fire. A thing can go up in flames, for example, as a phrase, a plan or dream that is destroyed. Something you have always dreamt of is taken away from you. It goes up in flames. His dream of being a movie star went up in flames. That dream was no more. It all went up in flames. There are many fire phrases. For example, we might describe someone as an old flame, a person you were romantically involved with, maybe a girlfriend or boyfriend, someone you were dating, someone you were very close to, can be an old flame. For example, I saw my old flame last week with her new boyfriend. Your old flame is a person you used to date, you used to be romantically connected to, but now, for various reasons, you are not. Fire up. Here's another interesting phrase. To fire up can also relate to making something hot. You are creating heat for a certain reason. You fire up something to make something hot or to cause it to ignite. You fire up something, such as a steam engine. You will put coal into the fire, the engine of a steam train, to make the train go. Engines generally use a very similar type of method. Fire can also mean a spark used to ignite or detonate, To detonate is to cause an explosion. You detonate something. You might fire a cannon. You might fire a gun. To fire means a spark that is used to ignite or detonate something. Here are some general phrases using the word fire. For example, under fire. If you are under fire, it means you are being attacked. To be attacked is to be under fire. Quite often from a weapon. Maybe a person is throwing something at you. You are under fire. Criticism for something you've done can also be described as being under fire. A person who is being criticised for something they've said or done can be described as being under fire. They are being attacked. A person might be in the firing line. To be in the firing line means to be the target of something. You are the target. You are in the firing line. You are in the way of the attack. So a person might be chosen. They might be put in the firing line. To be fired upon is to be attacked, normally with guns, weapons, ballistic weapons. You are fired upon, quite often with some sort of ballistic weapon. Open fire. Open fire means to shoot or attack using some sort of weapon, a gun, tank, missile. You open fire. You attack. And that, as they say, is that. I hope today's list of words and phrases has got you all on fire and excited. I hope now you are all fired up to learn about the English language. And I hope you will join me next week as well, because guess what? I am back with you next Sunday. We are back together, English Addict, so I hope you will be here as well. Oh, can I say a quick hello to Pedro Belmont? Hello, Pedro. It's nice to see you back on the live chat. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. I will leave you with some funky music. And if you want to say goodbye on the live chat, you can, of course, say goodbye on the live chat. And I will read all of your messages later on. You can watch the live stream again with captions later on. YouTube will slowly process the live stream, and then later there will be some lovely captions. And don't forget, you can choose your own language as well with the captions. Thank you very much for watching me today. I hope you've enjoyed the show, and I will see you next Sunday. Don't forget the time, 2 p.m. UK time is when I'm back with you. This is Mr. Duncan on a rather dull autumn day, saying thanks for watching. See you later. Take care of yourselves. And of course, until the next time we meet here, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a super duper week. Until the next time we meet here once more. Like, subscribe, and learn all of those words and phrases of the English language. And of course, Ta-ta for now.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat. Learn together and have fun. It's time to say goodbye to Duncan and all the lovely words and phrases of the English language. Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat and discover all the words and phrases of the English language. Learn together and have fun. Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat.